everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, we're going to talk about crypto business updates that we have with the SSN Lifestyle Ring of Fire, and for other people to know about crypto assets. And speaking of assets, we have to have asset protection of some sort. Why? Because the government won't help you and they're not going to protect you. They're going to need your assets to stay afloat. So we're going to talk about this and much more in the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. And thank you so much for being here. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here once again. And please share the videos, because you never know who we're going to be able to help out here in the streets, because 70% of the population needs help. They're living paycheck to paycheck. So we all need to help others. Rising tides lifts all boats. Let me see who's in the house tonight. Auntie Val is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. She has the icon next to her name. That means she's a member of the channel, and she brings her tagline this evening. Good evening, fam. She shows bringing the heart with the strength and the support, ladies and gentlemen. And she's also known as Professor Auntie Val in these parts. And I appreciate you being here once again, Professor Auntie Val. Jawway J, who's getting his assets in order. He's making sure that he's going to play for the passive income down the line. That's what everybody should be doing, thinking ahead in the future. And welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. And he brings his tagline this evening. Hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. Got the notification. Thank you. That's 2 people tonight with the notification. Everybody let me know if you received the YouTube notification and saw the trailer. That'd be greatly appreciated, and very, very nice to see you once again, Jawway J. Victor Marrero is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream, and he too has the icon next to his name. And he brings his tagline this evening. Hello, all. Let's do this, and we shall. And Victor Marrero, I appreciate you being here on the Friday night once again, and very, very nice to see you. And ladies and gentlemen, let's just get straight into it. Some of you are with the Ring of Fire, SSN Lifestyle, when we put money into the debt box node licenses. So I figured I might as well do a brief update on tonight's live stream and show what we are looking at. We are gaining quite a few tokens, of course, but the price of the tokens are going down. It's okay so far. No need to panic. We're only, 9 months in? We're going to have to see how this all unfolds once they release the satellite, right? So we'll talk about that, and I'm going to show that in a second. But let's see here. Let me see. She says my audio is a little off tonight. Okay. Your audio, almost like the gain is high, but it's passable. Well, if the gain's too high, we got to change this up then, don't we? All right. So with that, we're going to do a little bit of change up. So I will do a quick SSN Lifestyle type of video. Let's see, which one shall we do? This will be short and brief. Let's see here. Let's go for, I don't see the one that I'm looking for. That's interesting. All right, well, we will just go with a different one then, shall we? We will go here. trying to do some adjustments because it's mic check, mic check. We'll get into it. All right, now let's get into this real quickly. We are talking about Miracle Cash and More. Those are stores in the EU. In case you're not familiar with Miracle Cash and More, it's a crypto store that people can actually walk into. They can do an exchange. They can put their money into the exchange there. They can get support because a lot of people aren't familiar with crypto. So they can help them out that way. They also have their own ATMs. That means there's transaction fees for every transaction. Automatic vending machines is what they're calling it because it's going to do crypto. So every transaction is shared with the NFT holders, and the NFT holders have cash flow NFT. All right. So that's one of the phases. Then they have 9, actually, it's expanded to 11 different revenue streams for Miracle Cash and More, the stores. And the Boogie Gopher Club NFT, which is the cash flow NFT, that is backed by the Miracle Cash and More streams of revenue. So, for instance, there's 2 stores in Cyprus, on the island of Cyprus. UK NFT holders get to share in 50% of the profit from the stores. That's right. How about that? You get to share in the profits from the automatic vending machines. You've heard me talk about that. You get to share in the transaction fees for the exchange. That's just 3 things right there. There are 11 now because now they are going to have a phonic token that they're going to use for payouts, the commissions. So that's going to be interesting as well. And they added something else. So that's it. Now, let me know if my mic has helped out a little bit. Let's see what we got. Yes, the audio is funny. I thought it was my speaker, but that's not it. Now I can hear you much better. All right. I adjusted some of the settings in the back just to make sure, because it might have been a little off because it was using default settings. So hopefully that will do it. Thank you for letting me know. All right. James Way is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. And he too has the icon next to his name. He brings his tagline this evening. Hello, all. It's hot outside. Good thing I can afford that damn high rent. Got the notification. That's 3 people tonight. Thank you so much for that. And yes, James Way, sorry. Yes, that rent is too damn high. And guess what? The rent is due every month. So therefore, we have to put in some work or make sure we have passive income coming in. So we're going to get into the crypto business update shortly. Let's see. Yes, audio is funny. I thought it was my speakers. Oh, that was Victor Morero. Now I can hear you much better. All right. Excellent. Thank you so much, Professor Auntie Val, for letting me know about that. Okay. So now I can get into the cash flow NFT a little more. Miracle Cash and More. There's a lot of people that still may not understand what Miracle Cash and More is. So I will play a short video, but just keep in mind, if I do have a link down below for Miracle Cash and Cash and More, you will be taken to the Cashflow NFT website. I'm going to show you after the video. But the thing is, let's just say you don't have now the NFT price, $10,000. That's right. They were $2,500 for a Benelux. It was $5,000 for a UK. Now both the UK and the Benelux are $10,000 each. Some people may say, Eric, I don't want to take that risk. And that's why they have an affiliate program. So even if you use the Miracle Cash and More, if that link down below in the description, it takes you to the Cashflow NFT. You can sign up. You sign up, you are an affiliate. So therefore, you can have a link. Anytime somebody buys an NFT, then you will receive 10% of whatever the NFT cost is. So for the $10,000 NFT, you would receive $1,000 as commission. So that's your way that you can actually build to actually get an NFT if you refer other people. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit. But let me show you a little bit of what it's all about, and then we'll get into some of the latest updates on this. And let's see. I don't know if this is the one, but maybe it is. We'll see.
I made a new one, or they made a new one. So we'll see if this is the new one.
And Hakan said, okay, the DCF came in. He flashed a number to me.
Sorry about that. That is actually a 3-minute when they go over the evaluation. And we'll get into that in a second. They did a DCF evaluation. It's nothing more than a pro forma, if you're familiar with that, when a stock company or any company says, hey, you know what, we think we can achieve these numbers. And then it's based on those numbers that they can figure out in the future that your company could be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. That doesn't mean that it's worth hundreds of millions today. That's if you do X, Y, Z, and a few other things and put things into place, then it would be worth that. But here we go.
If there was a way you could have partnered with Elon Musk before Tesla, before the Model S, before SpaceX, and before Elon became the world's richest man, would you at least have wanted to know how? If there was a way you could have partnered with Jeff Bezos when he was planning Amazon.com and it could have made you a fortune, would you at least have wanted to know about it? Well, what if there was a fintech company today that is about to capture major market share worldwide, where millions of people will be using its breakthrough technology and you could make an absolute fortune? Would you at least want to know about it? At the same time that we are experiencing record inflation, gas prices through the roof and headed towards a recession, the move towards crypto adoption worldwide is picking up pace, and the evidence is all around us. Big names and big money players are jumping in the game like crazy. The Staples Center, where the LA Lakers play, is now the Crypto.com Center. The Super Bowl, the most expensive commercial time on television, featured 6 cryptocurrency ads. Tom Brady, Matt Damon, LeBron James, and Larry David all made appearances in them. Facebook changed its name from Facebook to Meta. The rapper Eminem bought a Bored Ape, an NFT, for $450,000. Warren Buffett invested over $1 billion in a Brazilian crypto bank. Coinbase bought Bitcoin Turkey for $3.2 billion. You know what they say, success leaves clues. Whenever there is economic change in the marketplace, there are economic winners and there are economic losers. It just depends on what side of the equation you end up on. They also say that timing is everything. How would you like to get in on the next big thing? Are you ready for a miracle? How would you like to own a piece of Miracle Cash and More? The first to market brick and mortar crypto stores, crypto on the street, with stores in every major city all over the world. Unlike the faceless online competitors that have no phone number to call, no physical address, and no one to talk to, Miracle Cash and More stores are fully regulated, licensed, and our wallets are insured by Fireblocks. At Miracle Cash and More, we own our own cryptocurrency exchange. We own our own stablecoin. We own our own ATMs. We own our own merchant terminals. And guess what? We get paid on every single transaction. The secret, if you want to call it a secret, is to get involved before the whole world knows about it. Position yourself in front of the masses before the masses react. Here's the current offering. There are only 1,488 shares of the Master Franchise Agreement for all of the United Kingdom. Each share is projected to profit over $100,000 in year 1, $200,000 in year 2, $400,000 in year 3, and $900,000 in year 4. We have an exit strategy that projects a payout of over $10 million per share. And what does that cost to you? A one and done payment of just $5,000. And of course, you can buy as many shares as are still available. Now the question is, Do you at least want to know how? I sincerely hope so, because the best is yet to come.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you saw the video and understand a little bit more on what's at stake here. They are pulling it off. First of all, they do have stores already in place: Germany, Cyprus, and Holland, Netherlands. So they're adding more stores. The first UK store should be coming online. It hasn't yet. In the next, if not in the next few days and next month, they have other stores that's going to be opening up in the UK. Other stores going to be opening up in Germany, in Kiln. I don't know how to pronounce it actually, but another store. So they are getting their act together slowly. But remember, EU has crypto laws. Then their country may have additional crypto laws, and they're trying to expand with their ATM machines. They made the deal with Vodafone. They have a lot of deals in place with cellular companies. So they're going to have their product in the store. They have a lending program. We receive transaction fees from the lending. So when somebody tries to go get a phone for $1,500, and they can offer them a lending program with Vodafone, for instance, everybody in Germany, that's a Germany UK NFT holder, they will receive part of that profit. But overall, the company is valued at a certain number. And as you saw in the video, they're going to sell the company, or try to, starting year 4. So then all the NFT holders will share in the profits of the NFT sales. The valuation, in case you want to know, okay, again, this is something called a DCF. This is nothing more than a pro forma. This is somebody saying, hey, you have these 4,000 Vodafone stores, you have these 1,500 other cellular stores that you have your business in and associated with in the UK, in Spain, in Germany. Okay, we think, and then when we do all these other things like the exchange and the transaction fees, when you do the lending, when you have the real estate insurance program, all of these things combined, they have a value. So separately, UK is valued at 3.18 billion. All right. That means the NFTs are worth, if this was all fruition and it all came out perfect, that would mean the NFTs are worth about $790,000. All right. Now, I think the next one was the Germany NFT. Those are the only 2 they've done so far. Came out to 3.8 billion. All right. Again, it's pro forma. It's based on if you have all these revenue streams that you claim and you reach just a modest amount of those numbers, this is what the value would be. It's not worth that right now. In order to have like a 3 billion plus evaluation, normally a company would have to be making substantial money. What I mean by that is their revenue numbers, profit numbers, 300 million. They're not making 300 million right now. So I'm just keeping it real, how we have to. You have to do your own due diligence when we're talking about this. Let's see who else we have in the house tonight. It looks like Silverman Fox is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream with the icon next to the name. And I'm very glad you're back. Hello, everyone. I'm back. I'm glad to see you once again. Hopefully everything has been going well. And it's Friday night. And we have a new member in the house. Walt Lewis is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream, and now has the icon next to his name and a new member in the house. Welcome again. Thank you so much for your support. And as a member of the channel, you might find yourself with special emojis. That also means when we have our Wednesday night live streams, only members can be in the chat room on Wednesday night. Every live stream, members can actually join me on screen and have a discussion. And in case you're one of the members who want to join on screen but don't want to show your face, turn off your camera and StreamYard will put in a emoji for you and we can hear your voice. That's some of the benefits that you receive. Silverman Fox says, Looking for private hard money in the tri-state area. I have a property under contract for 140K repairs. For 140K, okay. For 140K, repairs is 70, so that means we got a 210. ARV is 325 to 385K. Turnaround 4 months at 10%. Okay. That may be doable, but that right there is going to be something for you know who. Wilson Koo. This may be up his alley, and I got to talk to you about this. In case you guys don't know, the debt, lending, and credit and things like that is going to tighten up. So you're going to have to find somebody specific. Nobody wants to take the risk right now because we don't know how much prices are going to go up or going to go down. The fact that you're saying it takes 140 in repairs, 70K, that's 210. The fact you're saying ARV is 325 to 385. If ARV is 325, you may find somebody to take you up on this offer. But a lot of people are being very, very cautious now because you may think you can just flip it. Others may think it could be on the market. So you're going to probably have to say, for our sake, if we're trying to figure this out, why don't you tell us what the size of the unit is? Is it multifamily? I'm assuming it's not multifamily. What is it? Condo, home, what size, meaning square footage, how many rooms, bedrooms? That would help. Acreage or not. And seeing how you're in the tri-state, I don't know what you can buy at 325 to 385 or where it is. But all I'm saying is you're going to have to give us a little bit more, and we can all figure out if somebody's actually going to make an investment on this. But nonetheless, hopefully Wilson Koo is listening, and he can try to help you out with some of this because they used to do ARVs. But again, they started tightening up on after rehab value is what I call it. And so we'll see what happens with that. Now, let's get into a little bit of our crypto update, business updates, as we're talking about Miracle Cash and more. The cash flow NFT, which it means the Boogie Gopher Club is the official name of the NFT. The website, though, is this right here that you can see, the cash flow NFT website. And so the reason I have it on this page to begin with is because it's become an affiliate. So when you come here by using the link down below, you can become an affiliate. Now, there's a thing called Become a Lead. This is something new. They have a new product that an individual can get them to have point of sale terminals. You can sign people up and you could receive some commission for as long as the company is Miracle Cash and more. Because again, remember, 4 to 5 years is their exit strategy to sell the company, take the profits, and run. So become an affiliate is free. Become a lead, you have to apply. But that's not the main thing because both of those are free. But I wanted to show you, if you want to buy an NFT, you hit this Discover Our NFTs. And now everybody who we have a SSN Lifestyle, we have a Ring of Fire opportunity, and we already have people who have put in, whether it was $250 up to, you could have put in up to $2,500. And then whatever percentage you put in based on the NFT price at the time, that's what you're going to receive as far as when commissions come out on a quarterly basis or a monthly basis. And then when they sell it in 4 years, that will be the breakdown. So if somebody had 10% and then let's just say it sold for $1 million, you'd get $100,000. If you had 5%, then you would get $500,000. So that would be nice, right? So that's what we're doing. Now, $10,000 is the UK NFT now. This was $5,000 before. The Benelux NFT is now $10,000. When we bought it, you will see, because I'll go to the assets, and you'll see how much our group paid for it, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the assets, and look at this. One group, we have the $5,000 NFT, a second group, and we have the $2,500 Benelux NFT plus one point of sale terminal where it's designated. It goes in a store. Now, again, how they figured this out was because it wasn't going to be fair. Let's just say somebody has a regular 7-Eleven on the corner. That means they're going to have a lot of transactions during the day. Another person might just be in a store that's a clothing store, right? The point of sale terminal for Miracle Cash and More. And they might only do 20 sales a day. So therefore, the transaction fees might not be the same as a 24/7 7-Eleven or a mini mart or something of that nature, right? So what they decided to do was all the POS systems and all of the profits that go in, they split it evenly amongst the NFT hold for the Benelux in this case. The 500 of us, by the way, there's only 500 because the first 500 were able to buy in at $2,500 for the NFT. After they got past the 500, then it cost everybody $5,000 for the Benelux NFT. So that just gives you an idea. So when they start paying out quarterly, which they still have not made a commission payout yet, just so everybody knows, all right? It's supposed, in fact, I don't even know when it's supposed to be right now. Remember, it was February, then it was March, then it was, wait, it's going to be quarterly. So once again, I just wanted to give you the update. This is what we're dealing with, all right? So it's pretty simple. Now, I'm not going to talk about events that they're going to have in Miami in July because I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right. It's a rah-rah, shish kumbah type of thing. If you want to go down there, it's called View. I don't know what it's called. It's something called a View from something. But again, to me, it's like a motivational type of thing. It's not really a Boogie Gopher Club or Miracle Cash and More event. All right. And they want to charge $600 for you to go. And that's not including nothing but your entry into the event. You can bring a person with you now. So 2 people for $600. You still have to get your hotel, airfare, all of that. But if you want to go, it's up to you. It's open to everybody. And you can go do that. Now, we're going to get into something else as well, because Debtbox Node is another opportunity that we have. All right. Victor Morrell says, Silverman Fox, do you have a good contractor for the repairs? I ask because here in Florida, the demand is so high that we have challenges finding a reliable contractor. Exactly. And that also means what you may think, Silverman Fox, which Victor Morrell alludes to, you may think it's $140K in repairs. Do you have this in a contractual form? Because just like Victor Morrell says, the person comes in and they say, yes, it'll be 140. Then they say, well, wait a minute, we can't get to it for 2-3 months. And also they may come back and be like, oh, it was 140, but now it's going to be 200. So they're at a premium. So they're going to charge more money. So just keep that in mind as well. So that's some of the factors, but let us know what the numbers are. We got to get an idea. In fact, if you have it under contract, just throw in an address and we can go look it up if you want to, or you can just give us square footage, give us what the yard looks like, or what the lot looks like, or the acreage looks like, what city it's in, or state for that matter. Tri-state could be Philly, could be Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, right? So let us know. Okay, so it's in New Jersey. Hello, Victor. I'm in the New Jersey area. All right, well, let us know some of the details. That could help us out here. All right, or hopefully if Wilson Koo is listening, he'll let you know. I don't have anybody that would do that because Yankee only does it for people that he knows. So I know he won't do it. And I don't know anybody on the East Coast and upstate, upper East Coast that would fund the ARVs unless I don't know, it's going to be 10% either. That's the other thing. But it would be interest only for maybe a few months. But again, when we're dealing in this real estate market right now, if you're trying to sell something, you cannot guarantee anybody anything. You don't know from month to month what's going to happen. We do know this: if they reduce the interest rates, we know what's going to happen. But I don't think that's going to happen in the next 3 months. So we'll see what happens. But anyhow, let's get into the next thing. The debt box licenses, debt box node. Remember, this is commodity backed. And commodity backed, in case you don't know, we're talking about oil. We're talking about natural gas. We're talking about gold. We're talking about drip, water, beverage companies. We're talking about satellites. XPLR is a satellite system that can scan from space and find underneath the ground gold, silver, platinum, iron ore, oil, natural gas, rhodium, all of it from space. They are making deals with companies, getting royalties or getting as part of the profits for scanning, but they are using another person's satellite. They're supposed to have their own satellite go up. It was supposed to be first quarter 2023. This is not the first quarter. First quarter would have been January, February, March. Then it has changed into maybe third quarter. So second quarter is April, May, June. Third quarter, July, August, September. So we will see by September if they actually shoot up a satellite, and that's when projects are going to start a lot faster, because there's going to be a couple of things. They can rent space on the satellite. That's one. That's profit for the license holders. Then that's the XPLR, by the way. And then they have it where they can charge people for scanning services, which is profit again. So once they get that up there, that will help the XPLR license. Right now, it's not doing much. Now, before I get into that, let me get that on the screen. So I'll show you. It mines every day, 24 hours a day. We're accumulating tokens right now. We're accumulating cheap tokens, but it's not like it's our money. The tokens are like 423. I looked at it earlier. Was generated from yesterday to sometime today. It was 423, but it's not done yet, I don't think, for the day. But we'll see when I get it on screen. And tokens, here's what happens. They actually receive part of the profits or their royalties, and then they buy the tokens on the open market unannounced. And when they do that, they then burn all the tokens that they bought, which now decreases the supply, which in theory would increase the value of the tokens, right? So just keep that in mind. That's how that works, and that's what they do with the profits. Meanwhile, we are mining day, 24 hours a day, depending on which project or license that you're involved in. So hopefully you understand what I'm saying. But for everybody that's in the SSN lifestyle, that's part of the XPLR, here's the latest information. Right here on the screen. Now, that's 0.00525. Then they have gold. That's $72 for the gold. Then they have the debt. Debt is its actual, they're going to have a debt chain, and they're going to have, well, clearly a debt token. A debt token can be found on most large exchanges. Like they're at Bitmart, they're at BitMax, they're at a bunch of places. Pancake Swap, they're at a few places. A major token on some exchanges. So you can always swap any of these. So we have XPLR, but now look, it's at 0.002. At one time, this was up to 1 cent about 5-6 months ago. Now it has lost from the 1 cent category. It's almost dropped 80% from there. So this is going in the wrong direction so far, but it's okay. We're still mining tokens. Here comes the new stuff, the beverage license. That's right. It's pretty interesting. Blocks is real estate license is out. Drip is another license, DLG. there's something else you could do. If you don't want to buy a license, you can just buy the tokens outright. Pancake swap, which means you got to have Binance, and you can use anything on the Binance network and swap into debt or buy any of these tokens. So let's see how we're doing so far. This does not look good to me. I got to admit, $100 is the value of all the tokens we've been mining since last August. Now, that doesn't mean much yet, because as you guys will see here shortly, we now have over 100,000 tokens. This is what matters at the moment for the first year. We want as many tokens as possible, because if the tokens actually positively move up and somehow there's a fire that occurs and all of a sudden it gets up to, even if it got up to 1 cent, this would be thousands of dollars. If it got up to 50 cents, then you know that would be interesting, because that would mean this is $50,000. A lot more than the XPLR license or node that was only $1,250. So once again, we're going to stay strong for the next, we'll see, 5-6 months. We'll see what happens after a year. After the satellite goes up, we'll see what happens. But 423 were mined, and you can see the value now is down to $1.26 based on 0.00298 value. And now its current cycle's 403, and apparently it must end in like either 8 minutes or another hour and 8 minutes. I don't know. But 403, if it stopped right now, which it won't, but if it stopped right now, then 403 would be over here, mine last cycle tomorrow. And this amount will be 403 more, let's say. So it'd be 873. All right. Just so you get an idea. So that's how it works. And you just saw it just went up 1. So something just happened, because it was 470. Now, that's some of the things. And then here goes some of the news, just so people can see here. Data mining. I won't get into that. But what I will show is, let me see. They used to leave halving notice here. Like, for instance, they do halvings. A vote was passed to change the halving schedule as a result. So they changed the halving schedule. July 1st and January 1st, they have. All right. So that's pretty good. Burn notice. The last one was April 19th for BGLD, natural gas, XPLR, all April 19th. So you can see here, this was like $1 billion. 1 billion XPLR tokens sent to the burn wallet. So not $1 billion. It was 1 billion XPLR tokens were burnt. So you can see it here. There's a transaction code. They're saying it was 0.005. That was $5 million. All right. So this is what they're doing. They're decreasing the tokens. So then in theory, that increases the value. So that gives everybody an idea. This is the latest update, but just wanted to let you know. So in this way, got to stay up to date. Everybody who's in the program for the SSN Lifestyle Ring of Fire opportunities, passive income can be coming down the pipe, but hopefully we start seeing some rewards here in the next 6 months, 7 months, because we don't want to do 2, 3, 4 years, really, do we? They don't have a plan on selling theirs. Curtis Davis is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream with the icon next to his name. And he brings his tagline, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, SSN family, ABMM. And if you're new here, that means always be making money. That's right. Always be making money, because the government won't help you. They're not helping you. All they're looking for is your tax money, and they're going to figure out how to get it. And if it's not your tax money, they'll just take it from your bank. They're going to take it one way or another, whether it's in the form of new sales tax, whether it's in the form of new IRS, federal income tax, whether it's going to be something else. inflation. They don't care about you. I hate to say this. All right. I hate to say this because if you care about somebody making money, you're not going to sit there and keep printing more money out of thin air, which you know after 100 years that it devalues your currency. So if you know it devalues the currency, meaning your citizens have to pay more for the same product next year, next week, next month, then why would you do it? Unless you're trying to protect a certain class of people. And I wonder what class that would be. It's not the ordinary citizens, the OC. So we have to go out here and get some assets. Asset protection is what I'm calling it, unlike the other type of asset protection when somebody's trying to make sure that if somebody sued you or when you pass away, that all your assets are safely guarded, right? We're not talking about that type of asset protection. We're talking about you better get assets to protect your ass because you're going to need passive income coming in. So here we are with Silverman Fox trying to get some asset. When he's doing this deal, he's looking for that $210,000 is what he's saying. So then he's saying, well, maybe I can sell it for $325,000. That would be about $110,000 profit. Okay, that's nice. That's a one-time flip, one-time exchange. We need more. We need money coming in all the time. Why? Because the cost of living is going to keep going up month after month after month. And don't let nobody fool you. When they say 5% year over year, but we're not going to count certain things because we know food costs more. We know energy costs more. So we're not going to calculate those two things in the equation because we don't want to scare people. You know, when your rent goes up 25%, they don't want to put that in the equation because then what's going to happen? Instead of this measly 5% year over year, you're going to tell somebody, oh, by the way, 15% year over year, you can start getting freaked out. Well, guess what? It is 15% year over year, ladies and gentlemen. They omit certain things so that makes the number look better. They're lying to us. Don't be fooled out here because one day that big elephant is going to come smashing down on you and you're going to be sitting there going, oh my God, I needed that passive income because now look, that's why we got to get assets, ladies and gentlemen, no matter what you call assets. Okay, look, let's go down this list. Stocks, asset, real estate, assets, except real estate that you live in and you pay the note is not an asset. All right. The only way it's an asset in that scenario is in a hot market where you can buy your house for $250,000 and in less than a year, year and a half, it's worth $500,000. But you still live there. So the only way to tap in the asset is one, you're going to have to borrow against the equity, which now you're at risk because that's a loan. But if you borrow, then you have to go buy a real asset that's going to pay you money. That's the point. So unless you move and sell it, otherwise you can't tap. And then where are you going to move to if all homes cost $500,000? So what? You made $250,000, but guess what? You now have to live in another $500,000 house, or you're going to have to go pay rent of who knows what in the next year or two. $3,000 a month, $4,000 a month, $5,000 a month. Who knows? So how are you going to protect yourself? You buy assets that pay you. You don't go out here buying liabilities anymore. Them days are over. Permanently over. All right? I'm going to keep saying it. So Curtis Davis is talking about always be making money. You know where else you can find Mr. Curtis Davis, Mr. Financial? That's what he's known here. But in the YouTube streets, he's known as Chili Davis, Chilly. Go over to Chili Davis's. He helps out with stock update information throughout the day, financial news and information. He helps you as well. He's part of the Stop Struggling Now ecosystem because this is the SSN Academy, SSN University, the No Guru Zone. That means we don't charge, ladies and gentlemen. We try to help people here. The money that we would charge for consultations, the money we would charge for anything, books, e-commerce, anything you could be using to actually start your business, get passive income. So why would we want to do that? We're trying to help you, ladies and gentlemen. So go check out Chili Davis and subscribe to his channel. We need to get him to 1,000 subscribers so he can get into the monetization plan. He's out here helping people. Why not show some love? Go over there, CHILLY Davis, for everybody on podcast. You hear me? All right, little families here once again on Friday night. Thank you so much for being here, and welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. And hey, all, hello to you too, little family. And like I said, very, very nice to see you once again on a Friday evening. Greatly appreciated. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Crypto business updates. You got the two. And here's the third one. Remember Novatech. Remember, I put out my, because they blocked people from California, or shall I say, they blocked Novatech from having customers in California. And there's a couple other states at the time. Now, the United States says cease and desist. So again, Novatech, another crypto platform somewhat, where they said that you can get like 3% or up to 3% weekly. Well, they're being blocked because of certain things. So again, nobody can get their money out right now. So that's how that's going to go down. It's crypto and it's United States. Just keep that in mind. United States has not made any regulations for crypto. They won't. Why? They're in disarray right now. The United States, they're trying to do their own digital coin, which they've actually already have done. When you go to your bank and put in your money, it's digital at that point. You try to go to the bank right now and say, I want 40 grand. They're going to look at you like, why do you want your money? Maybe come back, make an appointment. They have all kind of excuses because the money's not there. So that means your bank account is digital already when you think about it, right? So they're trying to introduce the coin. But if they do that, that doesn't do anything. Does nothing, because there is real crypto out here. What's the difference? So what do? They have to block where you can't have an exchange here, possibly. That's why they're messing with Coinbase, right? They do all kind of different things. So it's always murky. Whereas EU, they said, if you do this, this, and this, we're good. Because they realize, why not? I can tax you. If you make money, we make money. What difference does it make what form it is? If you guys want to act like it's money, fine. We'll take tax off of you on that. We'll take licensing fees. We'll allow you to operate. It ain't going to hurt us. Plus, you're going to use our currency anyhow to swap it into whatever form of crypto you want to. And then when you want to cash out your crypto, you're going to flip it back into our currency anyhow. What difference does it make when you think about it? So I'm just saying that right there so you guys understand you are going to be in a world of hurt if you don't have extra streams of revenue coming in the future. We're almost like Europe now. There's just no way around it. All right? Just no way around it. Europe's already done this game before. United States is behind the curve because they have the control of the money, the dollar. If the dollar wasn't the world's currency, then what would happen? The other countries would be like, hey, you guys are like $30 trillion. Oh, hell no. It's 5-1. It's 10-1. We're not going to let you print more money. You already owe 32 trillion, 35 trillion, 40 trillion. And you have all these derivatives in the back. That's like quadrillions. So why would we give you guys any rating such as a 1-to-1 ratio? That's crazy. We'd be like 10 to 15 to 1, maybe even worse. But I'm just letting you know. And also just think, France at one time had world currency. The UK at one time had world currency. How do you think these guys become powers? Because they're controlling and they're able to borrow against their own currency. So that means they have an unlimited credit card until you don't have world currency. Then it starts getting rough. But in the meantime, you get to pillage the world because you're giving loans. And then when they can't pay you back your loans, you get their assets, some of their assets. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. They're doing the same to you. We talked about this on Wednesday, financial freedom or financial slave. You're going to have to take your pick right now. Here we go. Another red stock market today. That's exactly right. Continue to buy on sale, but it feels like throwing money into a dumpster fire. Don't know when it will turn around, but when it does, remember this moment. Victor Marrero is exactly right. Look, the stock market down 20, 25%, 30% in some instances. We're talking about the indexes here, the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500. So when it's down, you have choices to make. You either buy into ETFs or you buy into dividends, in my opinion. Why? Dividends work on certain factors. One main factor is if, I'll use a simple one. Let's just say a company gives out $1.50, or I'll just change this up. Let's just say it's $1 in dividends annually. All right. So now let's say the stock was selling for $10 last year. So that would be 10% return on investment. If you bought the $10 share of stock and you get $1 for each stock you hold, that would be 10% return on your money. You don't have to do anything. Now, but what happens if the stock goes down to $5 and they still give $1? Well, guess what? Are we at 20%? We are. Because what you do is you take the dividend of $1 and divide it by $5. All right. So 20% return, I like a lot better. But guess what? It's 20% for as long as they give $1 a share from the money I put in when it was $5. You would love that number, wouldn't you? For the rest of, as long as they give out dividends, because it's not guaranteed that they will forever. But all I'm saying is that's one hell of a dividend, wouldn't you say? Well, there's a few companies right now that are in this situation that's because of the stock market being down. So you're going to have to do your own due diligence. And of course, why don't we just look at something, right? Why not? Because we do have a new member in the house. By the way, Walt Lewis is a new member of the channel. So we got to show some love because somebody might be here going, hey, what's this guy talking? Okay. So you guys know the old standbys. We'll go to ORC. Here it is. They had a big, nice drop. They're under $10. Why? Because it's Orchard Island Capital. The lending products are going to get harder to get loans for. 19.26% as long as they're dishing out dividends. Now, remember, this is Orchard Island Capital. All right. They're like a REIT. So you want to pay attention. Look at these other REITs over here, all down. Look at AGNC's under $10 as well. Look at this. This is a REIT. Look at this is beautiful. Under now. Here we go again. Look, 15.7%, ladies and gentlemen. Can you imagine that you're sitting here, as long as they're able to give out this type of return, you'd be getting 15%. Don't you want to lock in this type of rate? It is a risk, though, because again, even though it's a REIT, they're supposed to usually give out 90% of the profits and keep about 10% is fine. But the fact of the matter is, look, they're all over the place. These are REITs, though. These are Annaly Capital Management. Look, 30.87%. I'm going to say that one as well. Now, let's get into, I haven't even talked about this one in a while. I got to go see what CIM's doing. CIM used to be a lot. They're at 18.85% too. Now, does this sound too shabby if they keep generating money? And here's what's going to happen. When they start reducing interest rates, all right, that means the Federal Reserve, these guys are going to get reprieve. because they actually borrow money and they have to pay back a higher interest rate when they increase the federal funds rate. So when they start bringing it back down, that means they're going to have more profit. But because they're going to have more profit, that means their stock value is going to increase. So these type of returns on investments might be back down to 9%, 8% for future dividend investors. But meanwhile, you're still collecting at the 18.85%, let's say in the CIM case. C as in Charles, I as in India, M as in Mary. So these are significant numbers if they are able to sustain it. And I think they are, because none of them have went out of business. None of them are withholding their dividends. None of them have changed their dividends. So this is very interesting, even after a 5% increase. Now, will the Federal Reserve go up another 0.25? It's possible. I think that's probably likely. But the point is, at the end of this year, though, I think it's more like, for me, 100% that they're going to reduce the interest rate starting. So that just means if you can get in now and look at this, the Icon Group, I is in India, E is in Eric, P is in Paul. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. You see this? If he can hang on 22.6%, Carl Icahn's firm okays buybacks, increases shares, backing his debt. There we go. There we go. So this is 22%. If Icon can withstand this, you can stay at 22% for the money you put in now. Ladies and gentlemen, that is significant. $100 is $220 in this case. The next year you have $1,200. But now remember, you're rebuying quarterly. You're rebuying the dividends, right? You're rebuying the shares from the dividends. So that means you actually have more shares now. So you're compounding it in retrospect. So the 1250 is not 220 anymore, right? Think about it. It's going to be whatever 22 times 1250 is, but that's going to be almost like 240 now. So you're going to be up to 1,500 in 2 years. And after that, another 20% is 1,800. And then you see how this jumps. And if you put any additional money in, yes, your return on investment, once the stock price goes back up, will be lower. But the first money you put in is earning 22.6%. That's crazy when you really think about it. For all you real estate investors that's starting out, this is how you can protect yourself right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you do it. All right. Just keep this in mind. This is some of the ways, because the government's not going to help you any other way, because they're helping these guys out. The stock market, those players, that's who they cater to. So keep that in mind. You have to come out here and do hand-to-hand combat, start businesses, buy assets. So just keep that in mind. All right. Let's go. All right, here we are. IEP jumped 11% after last week's crash, exactly because of the Hindenburg Group doing their announcement, because they're shorting IEP. Of course, there's a problem. And like I said, his fund has a cross-section or a cross-sector of groups like automotive, beauty, health, a cross-section. So I'm kind of weird why they would say that. But it affected it. If you'd have bought the stock when it went down, now you would have 10, 12, 15% increase in the stock price and receiving like an 18, 19, 20% dividend. Crazy, right? Beautiful. Victor Morrell, don't worry. We'll continue to raise the debt limit. Very unfortunate, but we can't control the spending. I feel sorry for the next generation. They're getting shafted. Exactly, Victor Morrell. In fact, you might want to feel sorry for this generation. All generations right now across the board are hurt. I was just going through some numbers for all the retirees that moved to Florida. Because remember, I was talking Florida, and remember, but before me, let's say 15 years ago, 10 years ago, even 20 years ago, all these people went down to Florida to retire. They're sitting down there and they're thinking, oh, this is beautiful. No state income tax. Sales tax is low. And they're going, housing is affordable, so I could buy a nice house. My real estate taxes are minimal. They're loving life. But over in the last 3 years, though, they're not loving life. HOA fees damn near doubled since the time people bought 10 to 15 years ago or more. They're sitting there with insurance dues for their home insurance doubling, their real estate taxes 3 or 4 times what it was. This isn't insignificant when you start talking about you were paying $700 in real estate taxes and now it's like $2,500 and you have a fixed income of retirement. Fixed. You were basing it on when you retired 10 years ago. Now all of a sudden they're saying, hey, you got to pay like 3 times as much for your real estate in taxes. Your HOA, if you have one, is sitting there going, well, guess what? That's like 50% more. Then you're sitting there saying, well, wait a minute. The insurance company comes, sees you and says, hey, by the way, you moved here 10 years ago. The house you bought was 10 years old. And by the way, because it's older than 15 years, we're not going to insure you. You have to go through the other insurance company. The other insurance company says, that's right, we'll insure you. And you're like, what do you mean I got to pay $8,000 a year for insurance? They're just like, well, you have to. That's our rule. Or you can go through somebody else, but you're going to have to replace your roof. Now, just like Victor Morrell said earlier, he says, look, building boom, or shall I say repair boom is there. You're not going to get a roofer for months. When the roofer comes over, something that used to cost $15,000 is going to cost you $30,000 now, just so you can get the cheaper insurance. This is crazy what's happening. And people who have retired just 10 years ago, they're sitting there and going, are you kidding me? Time for me to leave. All right. So think about this. When he's saying shaft, this is what the shafting is going to look like. Because if you think that's something, wait till 10 years from now, 5 years from now, when the next generation is retiring and they're sitting there going, man, I thought I could make it off of this. And everything is now add some more on top of that in the thousands. It's crazy out here. Welcome at Walt Lewis to the SSN family from Curtis Davis. Thank you so much. Florida, hidden costs have gone up. Insurance, taxes, inflation, all of it. All of it. Things that people don't even think about. Everything has gone up. Electric bills, gas, everything has gone up. Insurance, like you're mentioning, taxes, like all phase of taxes too. It's not just one. HOAs are off the charts, which they already were kind of off the chart. But now they're way off the chart because their insurance bill isn't just like, oh yeah, we're just raising it $500. No, they're talking $20,000, $30,000 more for the HOA. Remember, an HOA generally does your grounds, does the outside of your buildings. So it cost $20,000, $30,000 more to insure the HOA and the community. So they got to turn to you and say, hey, guys, you guys got to chip in an extra $500 or extra $300 every month now because we got to pay $20,000 to $30,000 more now annually. Why? Because we live in a hurricane zone. There will be another one this year. Florida and Texas are the top 2 places for hurricanes, which also is the reason why they're the top 2 places that their claims for insurance aren't covered, which is the travesty also. Insurance companies go out of business and don't pay their customers. That's a thing in Florida too. I'm not saying all insurance companies, but the majority of them say, bye-bye. We're out of business over here. All right. So the DR may be the best place to retire. Curtis Davis. Hey, you said it, not me, but you guys already know what I've been saying. Because once you understood that America's a third world country, you just didn't know it yet. Like I started saying 5 years ago, my friends have heard me say this for the 20 years, 25, 30 years. They've been hearing me say this. I said, you do know where you live, right? You do know where you live. I said, it's just a ticking time bomb. The only reason why nobody's ever called you on your BS, meaning the US and other governments, is because you hold the world currency and you have all the banking cards. They can block you from being in the U.S. banking system. So therefore you have to comply and play nice. But if you don't play nice, you get cut off. Well, you got problems around the world. Now, you don't want that, right? So that's the whole thing here. You have to look and see what's happening. So when somebody comes to you and says, we have a trickle down theory, meaning we're going to give all these tax cuts, tax breaks, give money to the top 10% of the wealthiest, and it'll trickle down to everybody else. What about the other 90%? Top 10% is only, at the time, was only like 300 million people. So when you have 30 million people that you're catering to, meanwhile, the other 270 million, you didn't do anything for other than tell them, oh, don't worry, the emperor will drop some dollars down to you because we gave all the money to the kingdom. And by the way, we're taxing you for all that money we gave to the kingdom. You're just like, you're not giving us anything. So over time, what's going to happen? There's going to be a money shortage. And not only that, it's going to be a wealth shortage, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to have as much wealth as you truly deserved because your wealth is being stolen from you in the form of taxes and in the form of inflation, double whammies. So that's why we're here in the Stop Struggling Now network. And Curtis Davis, since he mentioned it, the Dominican Republic. You guys know I dropped another video today talking about the DR with the Aerojet. That's right, Aerojet with the Open Skies Agreement is supposed to be signed, oh my, in 3 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know what the Open Skies, not the Open Skies Treaty, that's different. There's the Open Skies Agreement with the Dominican Republic. What does that mean? That means more airlines can fly into the DR and from the DR into the United States. Unrestricted, which now means it's going to be cheaper to fly into the Dominican Republic. That's right. And more airlines. So Aerojet's jumping on board. JetBlue's jumping on board with more flights in and out. Frontier Airlines has also said now they're going to do it. That just came out today. All the airlines are jumping on board because open skies mean competition, less in taxes, less in fees, and that means more people are coming. So you guys thought I lost my mind about that. What did I say? 9 to 9.5 million in 2025. It's going down. It's going to happen. All right. This is to the Dominican Republic. And for all those who don't understand the ecosystem, 60%. Well, okay, let me back up. January, February, March, 67% of all visitors to the Dominican Republic went through one airport. And you guys already know, long-time subscribers, long-time members, we already know it's Punta Cana. But anybody that's new here, Punta Cana Airport, 67% of all visitors by air went through their airport January, February, and March. Out of 2 million air passengers, 67%. Mind-blowing. High demand in a capitalist system means prices go up. So that means if they continue this trend, which, by the way, I think they will, because in April, for 2 weeks, they had damn near 95% of everything booked up around the island because of Holy Weeks. Out of control. So something tells me they're going to have 650 to 700,000 for the month of April when they release it. I would not be shocked. I also wouldn't be shocked if I saw a 700,000 number. But I think it'll be in the 600,000s. And if they have 67% again, that means you're going to have 400,000 people in the month of April. You're also going to find out in June and July and August, JetBlue has already said, guess what? Dominican Republic. Oh, sorry. Punta Cana is leading the area, including Orlando. More vacation packages on JetBlue has been booked in the Dominican Republic and specifically in Punta Cana, meeting the top 10, meeting the Bahamas, beating Orlando, beating Vegas, everybody. Why? Guess what's happening? Open skies, June 1st, prices are going to drop. people are going to be coming in the summertime and for the rest of the year. They're going to easily break their record, and they will do 7.8 million tourists to the island by air this year. It's going down. I love it when a plan comes together. Meanwhile, everybody here, no credit check, no qualifying, no barrier to entry, pre-construction. You can put down your 10%, $1,000 to reserve, 10% to complete it. So if you buy something for $120,000, 10% is $12,000. You buy something for $90,000, 10% is $9,000. Then you make monthly payments until they build and deliver your unit, whether it's a villa, whether it's a condo, or if you buy at Sabana, you even have something better. They do in-house financing. Yes, it's 8 years, but you just have to put down 10%. And yes, because it's 8-year contract, it will cost you a pretty penny. $227,000 deal, you got to put down $22,700. Then you would have to pay $2,900, $2,983 for 8 years. But keep in mind, it'll be finished in 2 years, and the price of the condo probably will increase. We don't know if it's 20%, 50, 40, whatever percent. You will be able to refinance that to a 15-year note, maybe even a 20-year note, maybe even a 30-year note. And so what happens? That will reduce you back down to something more manageable that might only be like a $1,300, $1,200 a month note. That puts you well in range to where you can rent things out. And it's inside Vista Cana. This is Sabana. Down below in the description, I have several real estate realtors and projects that you can go look at. All right. So check it out. We win. We win. So that's why Dominican Republic is what Curtis Davis mentioned. And there's reasons, because it's not just Punta Cana. It could be Santo Domingo. It could be Sosua, Cabarete, Las Semanas. It could be La Romana. It could be anywhere. Why? Because the demand is going to boom. All right. Just keep that in mind. So I agree with this 110%. All right. Victor Morero at Curtis Davis. You aren't wrong, sir. My HOA and CD alone here in Florida is sick. Oh my God. $6,780 per year in property tax on top, another $7K. See, there we go. Thank you, Victor Morero, for being honest about the situation so people can understand what's happening here. This is $13,000 just in HOA, CDD, and his property tax is already at 13. What is that? That's almost 14,000. And that is over $1,200. That is $1,200 a month, roughly, just for that. And if you have a mortgage, then you got to pay your mortgage, $1,200 on top of your mortgage. Just for this, we haven't even got into the Florida electric problem where these guys can charge whatever they want. It's crazy. It's real crazy. So all of this adds up. The electric bill is not 2019 electric bills. They've already raised that up. So that costs more. Food costs more. Gas costs more if you're driving around. Everything costs more. It's out of control. But look at this. This is what I was using before 10 years ago. Since Victor Morero's probably been in Florida for this long, he can probably tell you 10 years ago, this was easily probably not even half of what this is. This is insane what's happening right now. Insane. And here's the other thing. His property tax is based on when he bought his property, which could have been 10 years ago, and then it went up in value. But imagine somebody now moving down there and buying a home that might be $500,000, and now they're paying even more in taxes because they bought now instead of buying at $250,000. Crazy stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Crazy stuff what they're doing down there. I mean, and they're going to do this everywhere. They're going to do it everywhere. This isn't immune to just Florida, but Florida, they don't have state income tax, which, see, now they have to get some funds from where? Where else can they get funds from? unlike some states that do have state income tax, then the burden won't be placed upon the property tax, insurances, and things like that. They can maneuver a little bit. But 95% booking rate across Punta Cana. Exactly, Curtis Davis. For the Holy Weeks, there was 2 weeks in April. Heat win. Yes, they're on against, who are they going to be against? Boston. Because Philadelphia blew it the other night. Boston goes back to their garden for game 7. I'm not putting my money on Philly, even though they have the MVP. But Doc Rivers, for the love of God, you have a guy that's 7'1". What are we doing taking jumpers in the fourth quarter with 4 minutes left in the lead when we got a guy that's taller than every member of the Boston Celtics team, and we're not dumping it into him and letting him shoot, letting him take over? Please play NBA basketball. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. But it's okay. The Heat win. You guys know that's my squad. They're in the Eastern Conference Finals. Thank you for letting me know about this, Professor Auntie Val. These guys are balling. I got to give them credit. So I actually did want to get Boston only because of size, quite frankly. They have a bunch of guys 6'8", 6'7", 6'6", and then they do have one big guy, Mr. Williams. But I personally don't like giving opportunity to Joel Embiid, James Harden, Maxey, and all them, because James Harden and Embiid, they can go off at any moment as well. But Embiid's nobody can guard him. He's too big for everybody in the league, except for like Jokic and a few other people, right? So I don't want to see that guy. I'd rather see the guys that are all 6'8", 6'6", 6'5", and only have like one big guy that can play, even though he was the defensive player of the year, is their big guy. But the fact of the matter is, I don't think Philly's going to make it. We will see. James Harden generally doesn't have a good game 7, so we'll see if he can turn that around. But Heat's in Eastern Conference Final, a number 8 seed, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this is awesome. It's beautiful. Pat Riley, I got to give him salute to putting together a squad that could do this without 2 of their great players is not even in the series. This is beautiful stuff. All right, Curtis Davis, the only solutions for future U.S. retirees and multiple streams to cover. You got that right, Mr. Financial. The USA increasing cost to live. Florida or any place here. Exactly. You're not going to be immune. Any place you live. People in Idaho are going, oh, please stop moving here. All you guys, we had cheap property until everybody from California and Arizona and Nevada started moving over here. I don't blame you. Everybody in Tennessee saying the same thing. Everybody in Texas, they're saying the same thing. People in Florida, they're saying the same thing. People in Georgia saying the same thing. There's no escape. The only way you're going to get cheap property is live where nobody really wants to live. That's it. You're not going to be able to escape, ladies and gentlemen. It's in stone already. They have printed up trillions of more dollars under the Biden administration, just like they did under the Trump administration, just like they did under the Obama administration. They printed up more money. Every administration so far, and the Federal Reserve also printing up their money to give to their buddies. So when you start doing trillions of dollars without doing anything, you are devaluing the currency, which now means everything's going to cost more. Maybe not today, but it will next year. No way around it. All right, here we go. Eric, we need to close on those DR units, start generating some money off to offset these prices. Exactly, Victor. See, that is one of the little travesties that happened with the COVID. And then it allowed all these companies to just don't care because they get to use that as a force majeure, as in every contract, right? They get to say, oh, and you're going, wait, COVID was 3 years ago. Okay, let's just say COVID was over in 2021. Let's say it was over in 2022. But the fact of the matter is, they're still using it, saying, hey, oh, we're sorry for the delay. Okay, how come you haven't built a building in the last 6 months? Oh, it's because of COVID. What are you talking about? It's crazy what's happening, right? I mean, it's more or less like this. So Cruise on Land, they said originally that they're going to build a model, right? they show this big to do about a model 2-3 months back, right? They actually show drywall, walls, and all that like 3 months back. Right now, they still don't show these models. Larimar, they said they're going to have a model on the cliff in July. I'm sitting here like, okay, this is the end of May. What is this? May 12th today, not the end of May. May 12th, a month and a half, 2 months will be in July. I'm anxious. I want to see, are they going to deliver in 2 months their little model? They should. Why not? They're building a little trailer in reality, I'm thinking, right? But this just gives you an idea that when somebody says they're building something, it's not easy. That's why it drives me crazy when I'm seeing people say, hey, my every developer's late. All right. And they're sitting there going, oh, yeah, it's going to be done in 6 months or a year. And I'm like, if you know anything about construction, you do realize you don't even have a foundation down and you're going to tell me something's going to be done in 6 months. I said, that's ludicrous. You're not even going to have it done next year. And the thing about in the DR and in the tropical zone is this. You know what's going to happen September, October, November, December. You know what's coming. There's going to be high winds. There's going to be storms, all kind of things. And heaven forbid that there's going to be hurricanes. So you know you can't build every day. And it's going to be raining damn near every day, every other day for like a month or two. So you know you can't get anything done in a timely fashion. So once you go past summer, there's no way you're going to tell me, oh, yes, Eric, I know the building's not built yet, but we're going to have it built in March of next year. I'm just like, that's not possible. What are you talking about? You're not going to be able to build 20-unit buildings, 25-unit buildings in a year and have them fully furnished, everybody set up, you ready to go, and get everybody on delivery. That ain't going to happen. Unless you already started it and have halfway done right now or in the next month or two, you might have a shot, but I doubt it even then. So don't let anybody fool you out here when you sit there and go out to some place and they go, oh, yeah, we'll have this. And you're looking like, hey, you only have like 2 floors and you have barbed wire everywhere. You don't even have bricks set down right now. What are you talking about? Not going to happen. And quite frankly, I told the guys at Larimar the same thing. I told them, I'm going to tell you guys like it is. It's the real deal out here. I told them, I said, look, you guys are telling me that this is going to be done September 2025 delivery. We're talking about Prime Tower 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're talking about the Horizon, that little UV-shaped building, maybe even one or both of those. You're telling me the sports complex out back is supposed to be done, and there's something else that's supposed to be done as well. I'm like, I don't want to hear it. I said, you guys haven't even started yet. You don't even have foundations down. How are you going to get this done in 2 years? It's May. You're not going to have it done in May of 2025, and you damn sure ain't going to have it done in September of 2025. There is no way. You have 15 floors in each building. You have to get everything done, a foundation. You have underground parking, and you haven't even started yet. And you expect me to believe that you're going to be able to put in 4, 6, 15-story buildings? Seriously? They're not made of wood. They're made of concrete. Seriously? I don't think so. And you're going to be able to put in part of the boardwalk? That's right. The boardwalk, the first section of the boardwalk is supposed to be put in too. I'm like, those are pools. Those are hotels. I was like, what are you talking about? I said, it's nice to say September 2025, but I don't believe you. Unless somebody's out there building up foundations right now, unless they're clearing stuff right now, which there's no evidence of that. When are you going to get started? 2 months from now, 3 months from now, 5 months from now? And even then, you'll be cut down to 2 years and 2 tropical weather seasons. So in reality, You don't have like you're in California where you can just build all year round damn near. You have 2 to 3 months that you generally are almost at a standstill because of the weather. So you take off like 4 to 6 months out of your 2.5 years and you haven't even started yet. We got issues. I'm like, I'm not going to be mad at you, but just don't tell me it's going to be September 2025 when it's going to be actually March 2026 or July 2026. Let's see some buildings started. Then I would believe you, but I don't believe you right now. All right. I mean, I got to tell you like I talk. I got to tell them, you know. And that's why it came up when Victor Morello's talking about this. This is why it came up. The guys at the beach, same thing. The builders at the beach, developers told the people at the beach that next March or January or whatever, that their buildings like 13, 14, 15 or something like that's going to be up for delivery. I'm like, how's that going to happen when you're only on building 6 or 7 right now? And 6 and 7 isn't even completed yet. You just have your buildings painted white. All the units in the building aren't even completed yet. You got another 6 buildings to go. And you're telling people it's going to be a year from now? That's not going to happen. That's not how it works. You don't have a full-time crew over there doing everything. That's not how this works, ladies and gentlemen. So when somebody starts gaslighting you, telling you stuff's going to happen in a certain amount of time, you have to start thinking, wait a minute. You're building brick houses. You're not building wooden homes. Wooden homes, you can put those up damn near in 3 days, it seems like, right? But they're a piece of garbage. Eric, we need to close on those DRs. Yes, we do. Yeah, and that's the problem. It's not going to be for like another year or two. Even I'm taking my cues from Panorama Lake. Panorama Lake had its buildings all in white, looking nice, last year in February, March of last year, but they didn't have their interior units all plumbed up, wired up, drywalled up. They didn't have their pool made, but it looks beautiful now. It's a year and a few months, and they still have buildings to complete. That just gives you an idea. So there is no way somebody's going to tell you, oh, yeah, these 5 buildings are going to be done in like 2 years. It's not going to happen. All right, let's just call it what it is. Just on my rant right there. All right, that's all of us doing our pre-constructions. Now, on the other note, you go down to Lofty Brickell, Nativo. You go over to the tallest twin towers, REA, Reserve. These guys are like, man, we're going to have delivery in 2024. You know what? They already have not only their foundation, they have the first 3 floors already built up with the steel beams and everything. The concrete steel beams, they're on the 3rd floor already. They ain't even messing around. So the South Tower, that's 90% sold. They already started that. They're on like the 3rd floor with the steel and concrete. Now that looks like it might be done in 2024. Next year and a half. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what's going to happen. I mean, that's the difference. This is what I need to see in DR. If you're a new project, start showing me some foundation work. Start showing me some floors already being put up here. Otherwise, I don't want to hear you telling me stuff's going to be done in 2 years. Not going to happen. You're just going to be talking about like everybody else. All right, Victor Morello, Leonti Val. Yes, ma'am. We needed that after Wednesday night. Okay. Let's go. Oh, tell me about it. Like 400%. That's not just 40%. That's 400%. That's what we're talking about here, ladies. In fact, I went to go look at rental cars in certain cities, and it's even more than 100 a day. It's incredible what's happening. Airlines, they're outrageous. All right. They're just ridiculous right now. Ridiculous. You know, the league wants LA versus Boston, right? Professor Antival. Of course the league wants LA versus Boston. Of course. We know how that plays out. You guys know how that's going to play out generally. We will see. Yeah. it looks like GSW is down by 10. So we'll see what happens here. But yeah, they always love that. They always love that. Philly and Embiid should have won Wednesday. Exactly, Curtis Davis. They should have. But again, it's Doc Rivers. I mean, I look, everybody gives the man props. He won one championship. That's it. He had players about another 5 to 6 years when he was with the Clippers and when he was with Boston. He had the players that should have won at least 2, 3. He should at least have 3 under his belt. But every time there's tactical decisions that should be made, he comes up short after all these years. Like I said, you don't have a 5-point lead, 6-point lead, and you have the MVP, and you don't tell the 7'1" guy to go down to the box. And let me just, every time we come down, Harden, you do your thing. If it don't work, we throwing it down there, and let's make this happen. But in reality, it should have went to Embiid first. If he can't do his thing, then he kicks it back out, and anybody, Tobias Harris, Maxey, Harden, they should have wide open jump shots. This other crap they're doing with 5 minutes and up by 6 or 7 and still losing the game, that's on Doc Rivers. He should have made substitutions. He should have done a bunch of stuff. This is just craziness watching this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm old school NBA. And yeah, by the way, I do have another little side note that I might as well tell you guys. I used to coach, right? I used to coach too, all right? I used to play, and then I used to coach as well. I haven't talked about my coaching exploits. But yeah, I did a lot of stuff in life at a young age, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you about those sometimes. In fact, I'll tell you one right now. All right, I'll tell you a little one. Film videos, welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. The man is here. He does the drone footage for Vista Cana and around Punta Cana area. So therefore, you got to go check out his channel. He was kind enough to let me use some of his drone footage in some of the videos that I had here that I've just shown where they're driving around or walking around. This is the man right here. So go sign up. If you own real estate in Punta Cana or that area, make sure you go sign up at his channel. Let's see. I have to share something that perhaps people don't like talking about. So Haitian labor has decreased. Yes. Why? Because the country's immigration is attacking illegal labor. Unfortunately, late delivery. Film videos, that's another factor. Exactly right. And I don't mind talking about it because, unfortunately, this is what people do not understand when it comes to this, what they call illegal labor, illegal citizens. See, ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly the problem or symptom. Because remember, Dominican Republic, United States of America, France, UK, all right, just to name a few. Remember, we're all in the NATO treaties. Remember, we're all have signed accords. And there's a thing that we all signed that said we will take refugees. We will allow certain people in. We will do this, right? All of these countries also blew up because of immigration. And then some of these countries blew up because of slavery, right? Let's call it what it is. Stealing people. It's not just in America they stole people to go work somewhere. It's happening in Saudi Arabia right now. All right, let's call it what it is. So the developers, the business owners, they're the ones that say, oh yeah, I know you're illegal, but since you're illegal, you can work here, but we're not going to pay you $30 an hour. We'll just give you 15, okay? And the guy says, of course, pay me under the table. No problem. That's why there's an immigration problem in every place, because you have employers who do not get penalized for hiring illegal workers. So no country in the world is all upset about somebody knocking at the front door of their country and saying, hey, man, you know what? I'm from Haiti. I'm from Nicaragua, whatever. I'm from Venezuela. I'm with my family here. I'm seeking asylum. I'm seeking help. Can I come here? Nobody has a problem with that. But the problem comes in when the country says, oh, you're knock at the door? Nice. Glad to see you. Oh, you want to be here? Sorry, we're backlogged. Maybe chill out for 2-3 months. So when the country does that, what do you think people are doing? They're not chilling out for 2 or 3 months. They're just like, what the hell, man? I can't stay over here. I'll just jump the fence, go through the river, come in illegally, and so I can feed my family. Let's get real what's happening out here. Thank you for bringing this up, Film Videos. And so this works in the DR as well. The Haitians are being used for these developments. Same thing. All right? Let's call it what it is. So with the crackdown, which there is one, you have less of them. Now the developers are like, wait, we don't even have a workforce from the Dominican people that much because we've been using illegals or those that are vetted and were able to actually get into the country legally. But the fact of the matter is the majority are illegal. They can't be in the country. They went past their visa, everything. So this is the problem. And I agree with this 110%, which is why when these guys are talking about we're going to have this stuff done, I'm like, that's another factor that I didn't even mention and forgot to mention, but that's another factor besides the weather and everything. And hello, everyone. So hello to you once again, Film Videos. Again, Victor Marrero, agree with you. However, laying down cement is pretty quickly once the foundation is ready. I've seen concrete building shells being completed in a few months. What takes the most time are the details. Exactly, Victor Marrero. That's exactly right. That's the way I look at it. But think about when I'm talking with the Larimar guys and I'm giving them, I'm saying, hey, guys, you're doing 15, like the prime buildings. There's 4 of them. You're doing 16 floors. 16. You're putting in elevator shafts. You're putting in plumbing for all 16 floors. You're bringing in kitchens. You got to do all the bathroom configurations that you guys have. I'm just like, you cannot just put this up in 1 year. Not 4 16-floor buildings. They're 15 floors, but you got to have a roof, right? So you're going to have 16 floors on 4 buildings. And you have a pool that goes in the middle that you're going to have to deal with. You have underground parking that you're going to have to deal with. Panorama Gardens. And by the way, Victor Marrero, you guys are supposed to have underground parking. I haven't seen, or did they change that? But I haven't seen them doing underground work from any of the aerial views, which is interesting. But let me know if they still decide to do that. But I will say this at Panorama Lake. I'm sorry, Panorama, not Panorama Lake. Jeez, I forgot the one on the water. Anyhow, the Panorama development that's on the water on the lake at Vistacana, they have underground parking. They started planning for their underground parking, but that was like 4 months ago. They still are dealing with that because they have to put foundations in while they open up the bottom. They have to go down like 10 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet just to make sure that they have a 12-foot roof, or as they always say, that sign, 8 feet, 7 inches. But, you know, it's got to be 10 feet, right? So they have taken 3 months already, 4 months already. All right. And they're still not done. And they still haven't laid down their foundation to start their stuff. That just gives you an idea. This is what I keep saying. It's not just a simple 3 months, 4 months. This takes time. When you say, I'm going to build underground parking, okay, fine. And you're going to build me 15 floors on top, 16 floors on top. Fine. And you're going to build 4 of these towers, right? Okay, prove it. I'm like, I don't believe it. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. And now with Film Videos saying what he said, that presents a whole nother issue with immigration. I didn't even put that into the equation. They're going to have less people working. Wow. Jawway J, welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. And he has an interesting take. Very nice to see you once again. they are using precast concrete. They may be casting panels now. That is a possibility. Possibility. I hope not, but that would be a possibility, because the only thing that can make sense is then that means they're doing it almost like a panel system, which would create a faster time frame. But I don't like that scenario at all. I want what they're doing over in Bolivia, what they're doing in Colombia. I want those buildings, full concrete buildings, just like everybody else is doing. All right. That's what I want to see. I hope they're not doing that at Larimar, because that's not something they do over there. Film videos. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, man. Thank you. Panorama Luxury. That's it. Panorama Luxury. That's exactly the point. Film videos knows better than me, because they started doing it. I just go by his videos. It was like 5 months ago when they first started coming down there with the bulldozers and getting out the dirt. And I'm sitting there like right now, when he released a video like a week or two back, it's still not actually complete. They haven't put down concrete. They haven't put down nothing down there. And they still haven't even put in their building structure to even start building. 5 months it's gone by, ladies and gentlemen, just to give you an idea. And it's going to take them another month or two at least. So when you start doing this like that, and I'm hoping they're not going to do what Jaway Jay's saying, because I don't want to hear nothing about any casting panels, but they still got to go up 15 floors, 16 actually. And you got to top it off, put the roof on. So it's going to be very, very interesting. And by the way, since I'm talking about Larimar, down below in the description, check out some of the projects. You still have great deals right now. Under $200,000 for villas, under $200,000 for condos. 1-bedroom condos still around $100,000 to $120,000. 2 bedrooms still you can find, but in the best projects, the ones you want with all the amenities, the 2 bedrooms are creeping up now. They're going to be in the 160, 170, 180 range. The 1 bedrooms are going to be in the 120 ranges. They're going to be going up. After July, Larimars are going up 2.5%. I don't know about the rest. I'm pretty sure other places are going to increase theirs as well. The cost of materials are rising. So keep that in mind. But I have it down below in the description, some of the best projects, the best realtors to work with, and you'll see them down below in the description. Make sure you let the realtor know you're from SSN Nation. Eric sent you. And if anybody ever buys anything in Dominican Republic, come back and shout it out. Let us know when you bought it, how you bought it, what you paid for the unit at the time, because whenever anybody sees this on a replay, they're going to sit there and be like, damn, what do you mean this was only $125,000 at, for instance, Larimar? Or what do you mean it was $137,000 2-bedroom penthouse unit, fully furnished, $137K? They'll be like, that was at Cruise on Land at the beginning. And people are going to be like, wait a minute, that thing costs like $190 now. So they can understand that there's a progression that's been happening over the time length. So that gets people to understand, like Riviera Castagna, that right there, I think it was Jaway Jay. I think you got one there. 178 is a 2-bedroom balcony unit, which I was confused. It was like 178 for swim up. I thought it was 190, but then afterwards I realized he was talking about a 2nd or 3rd floor. So that's about in the price range. That's the price range right now. That's pre-construction price. It still hasn't been increased. They're going to increase it. It's going to be like probably like 180 something whenever they increase it over the next, I think it's going to happen in the next 2 months. It just depends on how many units they're going to be selling over the next week. But now you go downtown, a 2-bedroom is 180, 167 and up. So now all of a sudden you start looking around and wait, hold on. 2 bedrooms are 200,000, 225,000. If you want a penthouse unit now, for 3 years ago, they were half that price. Just giving you an idea. And now more people know about it. More people are going to be coming to the DR. Real estate prices are going to go up. That's how it's going to work, ladies and gentlemen. After this last year, it's going up because the interest rates are coming down. Just keep all this in mind. Keep this in mind. Absolutely. It would be nice to get updated pricing today versus 1.5 years ago. Exactly. So this is why you have an opportunity here. Crypto business updates. We already talked about. Asset protection means get your assets now, because in the future, you're going to have a problem. That's how it works. All right. I was talking with Mo Better, who's not in the chat tonight, but I was messaged him about something, because Aiken Larimar, which I talk about a lot tonight because of certain situations, but Aiken Larimar is City Center. It's a big, if anybody's ever been to Las Vegas, they have something called City Center, where they have the Mandarin, where they have the Vdara, where they have Cosmopolitan, where they have REA. They have a mall. They have the casinos. They have showrooms. One of the features, like I said, now you guys got to remember, I used to hang out in Vegas in the early 2000s because, like I said, I played pro poker, right? Professional poker. So when they were building City Center, remember, I have the Jockey Club is shares same space with Cosmopolitan. They share an elevator. All right. So you can be in the Jockey Club, stay there, and then you get in the elevator and go up a few floors or down a few floors, I can't remember, and you hit it and it exits you into the Cosmopolitan. Sweet deal. And also, if you stay at the Jockey Club, you get to use the Las Vegas Boulevard pool deck. And that pool deck is sick, right? Big screen TVs, pool tables, several pools, loungers, cabanas, bars. It's off the charts. That's included when you stay. You can go stay at the Cosmopolitan pool and use the Cosmopolitan pool. That's one of the perks, right? So when they first built that, the one thing that they didn't build in their units or in the city center was they didn't build an auditorium. They didn't build what now turns out T-Mobile Arena, for instance, because MGM Garden was down there. I said, guys, you got to build this big ass arena because there's only MGM Garden at the time. And then if people play basketball, they go over to UNLV. They're like, nah, this is going to be the spot. This will be, everybody's going to come. I'm like, man, it's the center of the strip. This ain't anything special. They're condo hotels, but yeah. So now it turns out they had a problem. A lot of people don't realize what happened. They had problems. They had a similar situation as to what's happening right now. So MGM, they had to partner with other people because they did this delay on building. Something that should have cost them like $1 billion to build. They had a delay, and then material costs and everything went up. Then it was $3 billion to build. So then they had to take on partners. And then after they started building the Vdara, all of a sudden, oh no, it's not $3 billion. It's like $5 billion more because of their delay tactics. They were delaying, and the material costs shot up. And so that's what I keep saying that's going to happen if Larimar and other projects keep delaying. You're going to get inundated with some higher prices because material costs are going to go up, especially when you start reducing interest rates. That's what's going to happen because people are out here buying more, higher demand, prices even going to go up higher. So when you think something's going to cost you $100 a square foot, and then the next thing you know, it's costing $300 a square foot, you got problems as a developer. The people who are already in the first phase in the projects and all that, we loving life. But for everybody else, you're screwed. Not really screwed. It's just going to cost you more money on the other side. So that's what this reminds me of. So when we start talking about these projects and we start talking about delays, you don't want to have a situation where something that was $130,000 is now $300,000. Yes, we love it if we're the $130,000 buyer. But now when a developer has to charge $330,000 because the materials cost way, way more, that starts bogging down their development. And so you don't want that. You do what they're doing at REA Reserve. They're saying South Tower, done, summer 2024. That's in a year. They say North Tower, March or something, 2025. They're like, no, we're not wasting no time because they know the game. They know what's going to happen. They can't allow them to lose profit based on material costs increasing at an unknown number. So just keep that in mind. All right, here we go. Victor Morrell says, yes, Conarock Galaxy will have underground parking for owners parking. I sent you 2 emails with links of construction status. All right, I'll check it out. But have you seen anything about, I didn't see any underground parking though. I mean, did they already build it? Because they could have built it already. Maybe that's why I don't see it. But let me know. They must have built it already. And then they had the Galaxy number. Well, I'll call it number 2 because I don't know what to call it. There's another building at the Galaxy that I remember seeing the steel beams and things like that. So does that mean it's underground there as well? So only owners, when you say owners parking, isn't that guest parking too? Or, I mean, if you're renting it out, does that mean it's the renter's parking as well? Let me know. That would be interesting. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up this evening. Unless you want to discuss any other subject matter, please let me know. Now, that's right. I forgot about the little coaching thing. Let me see. I'll go with the one that's funny, very funny. So I'm sitting at my house, and my daughter, I think how it starts, my daughter comes home, and it's a middle school she's going to, and she says, Dad, these guys, they're looking for a coach. You don't really do anything. You're always home doing whatever. And, why don't you come help out the school? And why don't you be a coach, whatever? So now I come out there, and the coaches already picked their teams. And you could pick. It was weird, even though all the guys were from the school, but you can jump ship. It was weird stuff. I've never seen this before. So anyhow, the middle school, basically, they have never won a game in like 3 years. So when I get there, these guys are just like, oh, you have this team. And I'm like, yeah, but I saw you guys picking across these. They're like, nah, these guys are with you. I say, okay, I'm going to come out here and do it. And I got to check some emails, apparently. Did you get my email? No, I didn't. I didn't check today. Let me pull up the email. So anyhow, they say, you got these guys. I say, well, I'm just out here trying to help people. Plus the fact, trying to teach some young guys. They're like 13, 12, somewhere in there. And teach these guys a little game, how to play, stuff like that, right? So I'm having a little fun. We set everything up. So we win game 1. And these guys, it was like they won the championship or something. I was like, what the hell's going on? They have nobody from the school because it was off-site. They have nobody from the school except for like a couple of parents are there, and nobody else from the school even comes. Now they won their first game. They win the second game. Now all of a sudden it's kind of like this little buzzy thing's going on, and people are like, what the hell's going on here? And they're like, this is weird. Now all of a sudden we have maybe a few more parents are coming. And then, of course, some kids from school, 3 or 4. I'm telling you, it was like minimal, 3, 4. We win the third game in a row. All of a sudden, we have almost all the parents are there. Instead of 3 or 4 or 5 students, now we have about 15. They win the fourth one in a row. Now all of a sudden things go crazy because now these guys are superstars. Now they're winners, right? So now all of a sudden we have 30 people from school, 40 people from school. So then, while everything is going good, we win like the 5th game in a row. Now it's pandemonium because these guys haven't won for like 3 years, not even a game. And before that, they won like 1 or 2 games or something. So they've been like on the L list for a long time. Now all of a sudden, we have like 50 people from their school coming. But now what starts happening? Now everybody wants to be a superstar. Not meaning my players, but their parents. All of a sudden, the parents know best. Oh, my son needs more playing time. Oh, this guy should be playing over here. I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, what? Now all of a sudden, after you start winning, somebody wants to be Johnny come lately who didn't care before. Now all of a sudden, these guys are telling you what to do. And I'm sitting there like, okay. So I only coached 1 year because of that, because all the parents started getting crazy. So we lose a game finally, 5-1. And then we run out. We win the rest of the games. These guys, everything's ballistic, but I just couldn't take it because the Johnny come lately, the parents, all of a sudden, they're telling me how to coach. They're telling me what I should be doing. They're telling me about my kid should be doing this. You need to do that. And I'm just like, okay, look, I can't deal with this. They're like, Eric, we'll pay you more. We'll do this. We'll keep you. I'm like, you can't pay me enough. I took this as just for my daughter goes to school here. I was just trying to help out in reality. I'd like your little checks you gave me, but that's not why I was doing this. I was just trying to get the kids a little better, try to help them out. And no, you can't even pay me enough to come back. That was crazy. So that just gives you an idea. So when you have to look at the situation for yourself, all right? Just because everything may look good does not mean that you can't be a little bit more, what do I want to say? Look at things a little bit differently, right? Everybody does things differently. All builders, all developers do things differently as well. So I'm correlating to that. Governments do things differently. Businesses do things differently. Everybody does things differently. All right. So we'll get on with that. But let me go see what we're talking about. An email. I forgot to go look that up. All right. They're still building the underground parking. That's interesting. My understanding is that guest parking will also be underground, but that's a good question. That's interesting. So they built the buildings first, and then they're doing the underground. You know what scares me about the Galaxy or any underground parking in that location is because it's so close to the beach. I would be thinking water would come up. If you go down 15 feet, I'm thinking water is going to come up. That's what always is interesting to me. And Professor Auntie Val in South Florida, they have underground parking in some of the condo projects that are right by the beach. It always fascinates me how you think over time there's not going to be some leak somewhere. I don't understand that, but they still do it, which is interesting. Now, speaking of REA Reserve, they're not building theirs underground. They're building like a 4 or 5 story parking garage, which I was like, that's very, very good. That's what you should be doing. You shouldn't be doing any underground anything in Florida at all, because it's not that far down before you hit water. It's kind of interesting. So we will see about that as well. Okay. It looks like Golden State's down by 10, ladies and gentlemen. So we're still keeping track of the West Coast kids. Can the Golden State Warriors pull it out? Well, let's just put it this way. We have a problem. If they pull it out, it's just the heart of champions. They're undersized. They shouldn't even be at a game. What is this, game 6? It should be at game 6. So LA better take them out tonight, because if they don't take them out, it's not going to be good for them. Or is this game? This is game 6, I believe. Game 6. 6. If it doesn't take them out, I don't know if LA GSW, but GW should be done tonight. Once again, the reason I say that is because I have an affinity for the big guys. Golden State is undersized, and when you try to win 4 games against a team that has 2 big, LeBron James is bigger than their center and bigger than even Draymond Green, so that's a problem. And then AD is bigger than everybody on the Golden State Warriors roster. So, and he's better than all of them too. So I just don't see how you can beat these guys, or shouldn't. I'll put it that way. But we'll see what happens tonight, because tonight is the final chapter, possibly the final stake for the dynasty, the Golden State Warriors. But I love how they play. That's all I can say. Love how these guys play. So anyhow, I'm trying to get to the emails, ladies and gentlemen. What I'm going to do is play a little, you know what we do. We'll do a little video. Why not? We'll do a little video. Oh, here goes one. Where's that one at? Here we go. We'll do this one. Yeah, nothing with problem. And make sure you smash that like button. And if you like what we're talking about, please subscribe to the channel, click the all notification bell. And then again, oh man, how could I forget after all this time? Primavera developer and realtor are going to be here Monday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. That's right. Primavera 4, Primavera 3, Primavera Luxury, Primavera 2, Primavera 1. The developer is going to be in the house answering questions. These are villas, ladies and gentlemen, although they do have Simon residences as well. But the villas is the main thing that they build. They have villas. Some of the villas are simply 100 square meters, 1,000 square feet. Some are 1,800 square feet. Some are 1,500 square feet. They do have a 2,500 square foot villa. They do have a 2,010 square foot villa. He's going to be here Primavera 4, and you might get an update on a mall situation at Primavera 4, 3, or Luxury, somewhere in that neighborhood. You're going to find out a lot. And these guys still have they're literally like $100 a square meter. That's literally what they still are priced at. Unbelievable. 1,800 square foot townhouse. How about 180,000, 190,000, right? A 2,000 square foot villa, 200,000, 210,000. A 2,500 square foot villa, 253,000. How about those prices, ladies and gentlemen? With a man-made beach, with a restaurant and bar, with the basketball court, with the soccer field, with the children's playground area, all of that. And they're going to be here on Monday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. You don't want to miss it. Another pre-construction, no qualifying, no credit check, no barriers to entry. Real estate investment is possible. All right. Yes, Professor Antival, Beachfront Java. I see it. Thank you so much for that. And Victor Marrero, I got your messages. I'll have to bring those up later after the video because I'm having a delay situation. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. If there's anything you want to discuss, please put it in the chat room right now because the government won't help you in the long run. In fact, they're burying you. They're burying all of us. They don't want a capitalist system. If they did, they wouldn't be burying us because they would just let these guys fall and then let the strong survive by buying them. But the fact that they keep printing up money, the fact that they are making sure that you have no health care, other than if you're going to have to go through private health care, making sure that Social Security is always at risk. You're not going to have possibly pension money as well because they were able to get the pension money put into funds. So it's actually locked up. If those funds go down, the pension money goes down. Jobs are lost. That means not that many people's paying into that company's pension fund. So a lot of this has to do with when the economy is losing laborers, and they are, then that means you're going to have a problem on the other side. They're collecting less tax money, tax revenue. All of this comes into play. Who's going to pay for this? Those that have the money to live is the ones that's going to have to pay, right? You're the one that has a job. You're the one that has a home. You're going to have to pay. They're going to charge you more in taxes. There's going to be less people paying into the tax pool. That's how it works. So you get your asset protection on right now. Start your business. No, don't start a business. Buy a business that already has revenue coming in, so you're winning from the get-go. Or buy some real estate. Pre-construction is the preferred choice right now because there's no credit, no qualifying needed. But don't buy real estate right now until after July. We got to find out if these guys are going to reduce interest rates or keep raising it. All right. Just keep all of this in mind. There's a play that you have all the way around. Get your dividends from your stocks. JEPI is 11.5. That's JP Morgan. JEPQ. JP Morgan Q, JP Morgan I, JEPI, JEPQ. Those two, 11.4 to 12%. That's generally what their dividend is right now. And I like them because, let's call it what it is, Chase, number one bank, right? Right now, in my opinion, those guys are under lock. They're a Fed bank. You don't have to worry about them going out of business. They've been making excellent choices with what they're buying over the last 10 years as well. So they're looking very, very good. All right. So I have nothing but good things to say about Chase. So keep that in mind. So keep all of that asset protection. And yes, even a little gold and silver. And I'm not talking about getting 20% of your portfolio. I'm in the camp of 5%. That's it. Because it's locked. You don't get any return for having it. All right. You're only keeping it as a hedge against something. And that hedge means, okay, if gold goes to $4,000 an ounce, now what? You're going to sell it? You're turning it back into fiat anyhow, right? But what's the difference? If you bought something else and it doubled and it's liquid, more liquid, right? Because gold and silver to me is not liquid. Yes, I can go to a coin shop or a bullion dealer and get some money immediately. This is true. But it's all at the behest of the pricing, all right? The Comdex and all these guys. So it all depends on that. So again, if there's any subject matter you want to discuss, please put it down below in the description and we can talk about it in the coming days. If you missed the video that I dropped earlier today, why you should be buying in the Dominican Republic, why you should be considering starting a business in the Dominican Republic, why you should be over there thinking of getting your asset laid down right now because of all of the tourists coming there and all of the deals that are happening behind the scenes that most people would not even know about, and you have every reason to know about it. So there's no excuse for you to get left behind in the DR. It's going down. The movie industry is coming over there. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Some of the movies that you're watching right now, the Vin Diesel, Fast and Furious, some of the J-Lo's, she's been over there. J-Lo's made 2 movies over in the DR. Vin Diesel's made 1 over there. Other people have been making movies over there. They're trying to create a little movie industry. I can't blame them. That's millions of dollars. Seriously. So when you start having this, and then you start having venues, and you start having tourists, and they turn into record tourists, you need to start and get your asset laid down over there while you can. It's growing. And everybody knows what happens when you grow. Orlando, you know what's going to happen. Miami, you've seen it. Atlanta, you've seen it. Phoenix, Arizona, you've seen it. Florida, the whole state, you've seen it. Texas, the whole state, you've seen it. People up in Idaho, you've seen it. People in Seattle, you've seen it. People in Tennessee, you've seen it. Come on, how many more of these do you have to watch? If you lay down something right now and the city is growing, You're going to get more customers or potential customers for your business without having to advertise. And that's what you want, right? You want to get organic business just by there's an extra 5,000 people that moved to your area last month, let's say, and you were in business. You would be very happy if that continues for like 2, 3, 4, 5 months during the year. You'd be like, oh my God, we got more people. And there people are just walking in going, hey, I need your product or service. And they're like, we're new here. That's the best time to be in a place when it's new. You get to grow with it. I'll use Victor Marrero once again. When Margaritaville was built up in 2018, I believe, in Orlando, right? Everybody's thinking, well, wait a minute. Why would that work? But it worked. It was $250,000 for a cottage. He saw something, and a lot of people did. People got in the Orlando market, and he's able to do like 5 figures a month in profit because of the way they rent. On a 250, call it 300,000 after the furniture package. But can you imagine? We're talking 5 figures, like $10,000 a month in profit, right? So you're telling me you're going to spend $300,000 and get $100,000 a year? Does that sound like a win to you, ladies and gentlemen? If you said no, then you need to reevaluate. Because if you make $100,000 and you bought something for $300,000, just so you get an idea, that's over 30%. 33% return on your money. That means you get back your money in 3 years. Everything after 3 years is 100% gravy because you got back $300,000 in 3 years. That's why you want a higher return rate. So when somebody tells you your return rate on any investment is 5%, it's like, just like a shark would say, why am I going to wake up for that? That's going to take me damn near 12 to 15, I don't even know, 17, 15, 17 years just to get back what I invested. But when somebody says you can possibly get 20%, 25%, 30% return on your money, how do you get 30% return on your money? By buying low. If you buy something for $100,000 and you can get, like, let's just say $20,000 a year, you do realize that's 20% return on your money. You get back your money in 5 years. You understand this, right? And not only do you get back that 20% return, the price of the real estate or your business went up. That's the other beauty of it. Because here's the thing. If you're making $100,000 a year profit, how much is that $300,000 property now worth? Well, let's just say it's worth a hell of a lot more than $1 million at this point. I times everything by 10 of the profit. You could get away with probably $2 million. Somebody will take it. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is how you put yourself in position so then you get to play with the big boys. Do you want a Bamba, right? You want to play with the big boys? Come on down. This is how you can start it with a little bit of cash. It doesn't take much, especially in a pre-construction environment. Now, you can go the other route. You can go the route of Silverman Fox and do some flips and do things like that. This is true. But also, one of the reasons why the land auction, and a lot of people know that I was doing, I always had to go back to the auction, buy more property to make more, right? So then I was like, I like doing it. And of course, they went out of business or changed their program and all that. But then I was like, okay, time for me. When the rental thing, I've always had that in the back pocket. So when Airbnb came out, it just made everything simpler. So we had more people eyes on, more rentals, more passive. So that's how that kept going, right? So that's what you want to set yourself in motion for. Passive income ideas. That's what you need, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Here we go, Eric. The government lifted any tax liability for international companies that want to make movies there. This is why you are seeing more activity with movie making there. They're getting smart. Exactly, Film Videos. This is how New Orleans, Atlanta, all of these other states are getting the movie business because of the exact same thing. They have gotten smart, and they're coinciding this with the increase in tourism. So now they have this cachet where they start going, hey, like I said, they show when J-Lo came, they show when Vin Diesel came, and now people are like, wait a minute, movie stars hang out? Jay-Z and those guys are in Casa de Campo, right? Casa de Campo over down by Bay, La Romana. So they know the Kardashians hang out down there too. They know a whole bunch of people hang out in that location. Just for starters, they know people hang out in Cap Cana. They know people hang out in Las Terranas, Samana. Movie stars, artists. So the island is getting more popular. Once you start that ecosystem where you have movies, musicians, artists, and then you have these enclaves like Cap Cana, Vista Cana, Larimar, luxury upscale type places. And then you start seeing 5-star hotels throughout your city. Now all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, the buzz starts kicking up. And the next thing you know, instead of you having 7.8 million tourists coming by air, now you're going to have 10 million. That's how this works. That's why they're very confident that they're going to be getting 9.5, 10 million. And they're calling it like 4 years. I'm telling you right now, it's actually going to be 2026, 2025. They're going to have 10 million. That's what the numbers say. Should be 2026, 9.5 to 10 million. That's where they're going to be. It's 3 years from now, ladies and gentlemen. Film Videos. He's been documenting everything. He's been watching it. And yes, you are correct. One of the biggest movie technology studios being built right now. Film Videos, where is it being built? Because there's been misinformation on what part of the island it's going to be built on. And they've been saying on the western side, which is scary to me. So I can't believe it's going to be over there because that's closer to Haiti, by the way. So I'm thinking it's got to be like in the mountains or something. I don't know where it's going to be, but let me know if you know where the biggest movie technology studio is being built right now. And if you say Punta Cana area, man, that's going to make me like happier. That's going to get me a little more giddy than I'm already at. So this will be funny. So let me know where this movie studio is going to be at. I want to hear it. I don't know where it is. They were talking about on the Western Shore or something. Not Western Shore, but on the western part. So I don't know. I know they're not talking about Sosua, I'm hoping. So hopefully you know where it's going to be built at. Santo Domingo? Can't. Big city. I'm thinking on the outskirts. Yes, possible. Major airport. Or are they going to put it on the eastern part of the island where a lot of the superstars hang out, where they want to stay, where they're building it like it's a Canada, United States, European infrastructure. Let me know where it is, Film Videos, or better yet, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to Google it. All right. So we always got to talk about this, but don't forget, if you're interested in a villa, developer and realtor for Primavera is going to be on Monday, May 15th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can actually click on to notify because I already set it up. If you search the channels. Let's go look it up. I don't know. Pinewood, Dominican Republic Studios, Marari Films. Okay, I don't know. Looks like Santo Domingo. Oh, wait. No, it doesn't. Yeah, it looks like, well, actually, I don't know where it is. Let me go look at this. They have a few of them already, but yep, Santo Domingo, Santo Domingo. Oh, Juan Dolo or Doyo. Juan Doyo. I keep seeing that Juan Doyo's place. I don't even know where that is. Maybe Victor Morero knows. Career pictures is in the. That's cute. Around Santa Boca Chica, not in Boca Chica, but outside of Boca Chica, which means an hour outside of Santo Domingo, but a lot are around Santo Domingo. None near Puna. They southern, I guess you would call southwest for all intents and purposes. Yeah, nothing by Haiti, as I figured. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm waiting on film videos. Film videos, since you're here, please tell me, do you ever go out to that ridge area that is going to be where Larimar is? Are you going to go out there, or can you go out there? Let me know, because we're looking for drone footage. Because I want to know if you're up 50 feet, 60 feet, 70 feet up, can you see the water? It appears from some of the footage, from drone footage, it appears, but every time somebody shoots out there, I don't know if it's the camera or I don't know if it's the distance, but it looks like there's a haze, like there's clouds covering. It's never been a clear day where you could actually go, yes, you can definitely see the water. It seems like you can, but it doesn't seem like for sure. So I'm just saying, if you ever find yourself out there, take up the drone, please. Let us know what it looks like out there. There's supposedly a little road, but I don't believe them on that either. But again, let me know. Okay, here we go. We might have some information. Juan Doyo is next to Boca Chica, closer to Santo Domingo City than it is to Punta Cana. It's about 40 minutes from Santo Domingo and about 10 to 15 minutes from Las Americas International Airport. Yeah, okay, cool. Sounds like a winner there. That's what I figured, Santo Domingo, but that's not where all the jungle is. Areola has already broken ground on an 80-acre site in Punta Cana, best known for its luxury beach resorts, where the new state-of-the-art Pro Capital Film Studios facility will rise. Oh my goodness, Film Videos has just dropped another bomb, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. Oh my, I knew there had to be something over there. Let's just call it what it is. Look at what it is. Cap Cana, Casa de Campo. All right. Punta Cana Village, Cocatal. These are already designated high-end locations to stay. Now, when you throw in Larimar, we like it. When you throw in Atlantida, we like it. Right? You throw in some upscale locations, we like it. Cana Rock could also join in the party. Now you have these, let's not call them all famous. Not everybody's famous in the music and the movie business, but these guys make a lot of money. All right. You guys know the actors, but you don't know what it takes. It takes a lot of people to actually do a production. And the filmmakers usually have their preferred crew. These guys don't make chump change. So they all want to live in cool ass places. All right. Just keep that in mind. This is awesome news. Pro Capital Film Studio facility. Oh my God. This is great news. Oh my God. You know why? Hold on a second. Where's this 80-acre site at? That's what I know. We need to know where this is. Is it going to be in Verone? There's not too, well, 80 acres isn't that much. It's still a lot, but let us know where it is. Oh, it was Areola. Partner with two of them. Ramon Rodriguez. Cool. All right. I can't find out where it is. I don't see it. We're looking for it. We're hunting. Oh, I know what it is. I got to go put in areola, not the. Okay. Let's see. Luis Areola, state-of-the-art film studio, 5G network in Punta Cana. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it was on May 18, 2019. The Hollywood Reporter into a global production hub. We love all of this. $100 million with housing and training for entertainment, for integration, name the game. All right. So we don't know where this is, but we know it's in Punta Cana. Okay. Another reason to have superstar facilities for people to stay at. This is sweet. All right. Thank you for this film videos. Appreciate it. All right. This will include 3 sound stages and a smart stage equipped with the green screen and other VFX technology. Okay, this sounds like Santa Fe Studios. That's where they made, like I said, you guys. Oh God, man, I wish I had my videos still. 100. What was it? 100 Ways to Die and what? In the Wild West. I don't know what they can at Santa Fe Studios when I was there one time. They had similar thing. It was like 3 or 4 sound stages. They had the green screen and other technologies like that, where that guy Tyson, what's his name? Neil Tyson. He's a science guy. Actually, he was doing Santa Fe Studios. I was there and went off while he was shooting. Like they're like, hi. Oh no, at the time, green screen. And I didn't even know who the guy was at the time either. And then after I went there, and then like 2 years later, I see this guy all over TV as this science guy. And I was like, wait a minute, that's what this guy was talking about, pointing to a green screen. It was funny as hell. Now, yeah, they get business. They get business. One of the shows, I can't remember the other show. What's her name? God, January Jones. They shot their movie that she was in, where she was like this woman rancher, and she had to defend her ranch. I can't remember the name of the movie. They shot some of her stuff at that same Santa Fe, New Mexico area. So, yeah, that's great. That's great. Oh, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap this up tonight. Here goes James Way laughing my ass off at your happiness. Exactly, James Way. Hey, James Way, the reason why I'm happy is because we have over there's like 40 people in the SSN Nation that have purchased in the Dominican Republic. And there's something like 30 some have bought in the Punta Cana area. So any improvements in that area makes me happy, because I've been talking about this for over 3 years. And so some people have believed in what I was saying by basically not belief, but by showing them and telling them what's going to happen. And they've actually bought, and the property increased in some 100% more than that, doubling 100%, 200%. So that's what makes me even happier to find out this information, because when you're bringing superstars to the area, generally they love the place. They will go buy, their $2 million pad or whatever. And then it brings more cachet. This is how Los Cabos got bigger. is because J Lo and the boxer, I can never remember his name, even though I went to go see him fight. Golden Boy. They bought these $1 million pads in a certain section at Los Cabos, and all of a sudden all their buddies and everybody else was like, oh, wow, okay, let's all go get a spot over here. And so those are the reasons why property values start increasing and tourism. Thank you so much, James Way, because we don't want the rent to be too damn high. We want somebody else to pay our rent, right? That's what we want, passive income. All right, let's wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, thank you, everybody, for being here this evening. I love you guys very much, but please come back and join us on Monday, 7:30 p.m. The guys from Primavera is going to be here. The developer and the realtor is going to be in the house. And then, of course, we're still going to have the 8:50 p.m. Money Making Monday live stream as well. But you'll be able to get your questions asked on Monday from the developer, from Primaveras. It's 3, it's 4, it's Primavera 2, Primavera Luxury. And we might get a little tip on there's a mall over there by Primavera 4. Where? Let's find out what he calls it. I call a mall where you just have a few stores. I call a mall where there's upstairs, downstairs, so we're going to find out. We will find out, ladies and gentlemen. All right, LA up 66 over 66-51. Yep, it's not looking good. 9 minutes left in the third. Well, we'll see if the Tarks of the champions find a switch, because they're going to need it. And that switch means they got to hit 3-pointers. And I don't know if they'll be able to do it after. Look, these guys are older. They're in their, 34. They've been there like 10 years. They're like 33, 34, 35. And again, running through games takes a toll on every day. I don't care. You can have the best equipment to get your body in shape. Once you hit a certain age, traditionally, you slow down. LeBron James is the exception. Somehow, this man magically is still playing like Superman. I can't believe it. When I was playing basketball, if some dude 38 years old and a group of 35, 34-year-olds came out and saying, we got next, we smack talk. It's like, you'll have a nice run today, this one time, but you're definitely not winning. It's like you never got to do 34, 35, 37, 38. That would never happen. We're not losing to those guys. Oh, this is very interesting. Oscar De La Hoya, that's it, James Way. That's it exactly. Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya fight. That's the one that I was at. Yeah, he bought a house down there in Los Cabos along with J Lo, just like what happened in Miami when Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and again, some of the rap artists bought homes down in Miami. All of a sudden, it's the hot spot, right? Everybody had to start moving to Miami. Same kind of things happening here when people move to the ATL. Same thing. All of a sudden, Tyler Perry Studios is coming out eventually, plus other artists in the music business and entertainment living in the ATL. That became fashionable to come to the ATL. So this is what I think is probably going to happen in the DR, especially with this new information about film studios. I didn't realize they had that many, but this one is going to be in Punta Cana, specifically on that section of the island. Wow, we get to win, James Way, and everybody else. You guys can win. So again, hopefully I'll see you on Monday. And don't forget, I'm going to be dropping some more videos tomorrow, just so you know. I'm going to be dropping a video about Harbor Bay. The reason I'm going to start dropping videos again about DR, I know, and I did drop the one in Miami about higher price properties. So I hope you appreciate when there's somebody talking about when Nestor's on here and I'm talking about Riviera Castagna, and you can buy a 2-bedroom that is 90 square meters and it's 178,000, but then you see at Harbor Bay, yes, it's 1,200, 1,300 square foot 2 bedrooms, but you're going to have to pay like $300,000. So it's in Cap Cana, which has a luxury upscale area, but you're going to pay double And yes, you'll have 300 square feet. But that gives you an option. And you understand if you buy something in an upscale luxury, take one or the other. If it's upscale or if it's luxury, it doesn't have to be both. But if you buy something like that, you know it appreciates. So therefore, that's why some I'll do these videos. I've been doing the Lofty Brickles and the T, you know, and the REA Reserve, just so you guys get an idea. Nobody thought 15, 20 years ago that you're going to be selling condos $1.7, $2.6, $5 million in Miami. Let's just get things straight. All right. They weren't thinking this. They might think this if it's on Ocean Drive, if it's in certain areas like Coconut Grove, if it's off Biscayne Bay somewhat, but or Sunny Isles, Bal Harbor. But even then, they weren't like $2 million, $3 million, even in those areas. So this is why you have to think about that sometimes. You go, okay, this investment, how much would this be in 5, 10 years? You don't know, but you do know it's not going to be 170,000. You know that. Is it going to be 350? Is it going to be 400? Who knows? But the fact of the matter is you buy in at the right price, you win. That's the name of this real estate game. All right, I'm going to end it tonight. I love you all very much. If you ever want to discuss anything, like I said, send me an email, put it in the comment section, and hopefully you check out some more of the videos I'm going to be dropping over the weekend and on Monday. Join us on lives. We're going to have 2 live streams, so don't miss out on them. Just stay tuned. And if you haven't signed up for our email address, down at the very bottom of the description box, social media and our email newsletter, sign up for it, please. That's how you'll know that the new videos have come out if you don't receive the notification. And with all that said, make sure no matter what you do, because it is hard out here, but don't worry about all that. You got to put in some extra work, then do it. We're here for your questions. We'll give you answers. We'll give you suggestions. But said, make sure you keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out. Looks like it didn't go off, so I have to. Like he doesn't want me to end. Very interesting this evening. So we're going to do it. We're going to an extended version that looks